Time is 1:15. Here's the news edited by Dulmin Samrasingha, read by Victor Raj. Here are the headlines of the local news. The Prime Minister says priority will be given to protect lives of the people by vaccination. Another consignment of AstraZeneca vaccine doses will be brought to the country today. Doctors emphasize that the coronavirus can be controlled only if people act with responsibility. The need for pregnant women to get vaccinated has been emphasized. Plans made to produce corona vaccines in the country. MP Field Marshal Sharath Fonseca says that security forces should be given due recognition. Teachers and principals' work temporarily suspended. Foreign news: Delta variant fueled Southeast Asia's worst COVID outbreak. Sports news: Tokyo Olympics. Team USA beat France to claim fourth straight gold medal. Local news in detail. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa says that priority will be given to protect lives of the people by vaccination. The Prime Minister mentioned this at the function to hand over 300 oximeters with the intervention of the Chief Prelate of Kalania, Marnel Water Temple and Chief Sanganayaka of the Taiwan Venerable Dr. Bodhagama Chandimathero. The Prime Minister appreciated the contribution of volunteer organizations and private institutions to strengthen the government's vaccination program and treatment activities. Venerable Dr. Bodhagama Chandimathero commended the government's vaccination program to control the spread of coronavirus. The next batch of AstraZeneca vaccine donated by Japanese government is scheduled to be brought to the country today. Japanese ambassador in Sri Lanka, Akira Sugiyama, said that the Japanese Prime Minister donated 1.4 million AstraZeneca vaccine doses to Sri Lanka on a personal request from President Gotabaya Rajapaksa, strengthening long-standing friendship between the two countries. Sri Lanka received 728,000 doses as a first stock on the 30th of last month. The Japanese ambassador appreciated the steps taken to vaccinate within few hours. After receiving the first stock, the Japanese ambassador, World Health Organization and UNICEF have commended Sri Lanka's vaccination process and the President's direct intervention to the program. Meanwhile, 2 billion Sinopharm vaccine doses were brought to the country yesterday. State Minister Channa Jayasubana said that those doses will be allocated to give the second dose for the persons who were given the first dose of the Sinopharm vaccine. Health authorities point out that the public is entrusted with a special responsibility to prevent the spread of coronavirus. Director of the Lady Ridgeway Hospital in Colombo, Dr. G. Vijay Surya, has emphasized that it is essential people perform their duties properly. Director of the Badulla General Hospital, Dr. Upul Karnaratna, said that the public should follow health guidelines and quarantine regulations. MP Field Marshal Sharath Fonseca says that he will never oppose Kothalawala Defence University. He said in Parliament yesterday that Kothalawala Defence University should be further developed. MP Fonseca said that he opposed criticizing the army. He said the Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa gave recognition to the army. This news comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Sri Lanka Insurance, like a father, like a mother.
More local news. Community medical specialist of the Family Health Bureau, Dr. Sanjeeva Godakanda, says that all women should be vaccinated after 3 months of their pregnancy. Vaccination is needed to prevent coronavirus infection and to minimize complications. During a media briefing yesterday at Health Promotion Bureau in Colombo, he said, vaccination is the best method for pregnant women to be safe. Dr. Godakanda said that there is an increase of pregnant women getting infected with coronavirus during the past few weeks. Therefore, he emphasized that pregnant women should stay at home without traveling unnecessarily. Chairman of the State Pharmaceutical Manufacturing Corporation, Dr. Utpala Indravansa, said that a huge amount of foreign exchange has been saved by the program to manufacture medicinal drugs locally. He said that several locally manufactured medicines were launched yesterday. Dr. Indravansa said several pharmaceutical manufacturing facilities are being constructed. He further said that the aim is to increase the local medicine production capacity to export level. He added that steps are being taken to produce corona vaccines in the country. State Minister Priyankara Jayaratne says that all measures will be taken to protect Sri Lankan immigrant workers who earn foreign exchange to the country. He pointed out that the country received $7,000 million of foreign exchange last year from immigrant workers, even amid the pandemic. State Minister Shahan Semasinghe says that Saubhagya Production Villages program has become successful. Therefore, he said that it will be possible to launch the targeted 500 production villages by the end of this year. The State Minister said that the aim is to increase the number of villages to 1,000. Senior DIG Ajit Rohana said the second dose of Oxford AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine is being given at the Police Field Force Headquarters in Colombo 4 today as well. The vaccine centre is open from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. today. AstraZeneca vaccine recipients who are yet to receive their second dose have been encouraged to get vaccinated within the day. The police spokesman said they should bring their national identity card and the vaccination card when arriving at the clinic. The walk commenced recently from Kandy, urging the government to remove salary anomalies of teachers and principals have been temporarily suspended. Today is the fourth day of the walk. The organizers have decided to suspend the walk in the wake of the spread of coronavirus. That ends local news.
The largest bonus declared in the history of the Sri Lankan insurance industry. Sri Lanka Insurance Grand Bonus, an unmatchable bonus of 8.6 billion rupees only for Sri Lanka Insurance life policy holders from the nation's largest insurer. Call 0112 357 357 for more details. Sri Lanka Insurance, like a father, like a mother.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhaloka Vedamahatmya.
State Minister Sisira Jayakore says that President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has directed to enhance facilities at Ayurveda hospitals island-wide to treat COVID patients. He said already several hospitals under the Ayurveda department have been converted as treatment centers for corona patients. He added that corona patients are being treated under indigenous medical methods at those hospitals. That came to you on Main News Story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhaloka Vedamahatmya.
Moving on to Watchlight, the health authorities have informed to look after COVID patients who are more than 2 years old and less than 65 years without complications at homes under medical supervision. The patients who are at risk must be admitted to the hospitals. Information on the management of patients can be obtained by calling over the 24-hour hotline 1390. That ends Watchlight. Moving on to world news, let's take a look at the headlines. Delta variant fuels Southeast Asia's worst COVID outbreak. 2 arrested over plot to kill Myanmar UN ambassador. Knife-wielding man injures 10 on train in Tokyo. World news in detail. Countries in Southeast Asia are seeing their worst outbreaks of the coronavirus infections with the spread of the highly contagious Delta variant. Indonesia lodged the region's highest surge, with daily cases reaching 30,000 to 50,000. The daily death count continues to exceed 1,500. In Thailand, daily infections crossed the 20,000 mark for the first time this month. The virus is also rampant in Vietnam, which had been keeping infections under control. The country has confirmed more than 7,000 new cases daily since mid-July. Experts say healthcare facilities in Indonesia and Vietnam are already overwhelmed, with many seriously ill patients left unattended. 2 Myanmar citizens have been arrested in the U.S. for allegedly plotting to kill or injure Myanmar's UN ambassador. The U.S. Attorney's Office in New York said Pio Hein Tot and Ye Hin Zhou had planned to hire attackers to force Kyaw Mo Tun to step down. He is a vocal critic of the Myanmar's military rules, who seized power in a coup on 1st of February. The junta later fired him, but he continues to represent the country's civilian government at the world body. A man attacked fellow passengers with a knife on a Tokyo commuter train late on Friday, injuring 10. The suspect, aged 36, allegedly told police to became angry when he saw women who looked happy and wanted to kill them. One victim, a female student, is said to be seriously injured, while the others suffered less severe injuries. Violent crime is rare in Japan. To wrap up the world news, let's take a look at the headlines once again. Delta variant fuels Southeast Asia's worst COVID outbreak. 2 arrested over plot to kill Myanmar UN ambassador. Knife-wielding man injures 10 on train in Tokyo. That ends world news.
Development News is brought to you by
Quality matters than price. So as an engineer, I recommend Melva RB500. It's made with virgin pellets using the latest technology. Melva RB500, number 1 in Sri Lanka. Truly Sri Lankan.
Win lakhs and lakhs with CIB Janajaya. 40% discount for your bills till 15th of August. 6 hand tractors at the Grand Row. CIB Janajaya.
The cruise ship Navigator of the Seas, under the Agency of Prudential Shipping, docked at the Hambantota International Port for bunkering, marking another significant milestone in the diversity of the vessels calling Hambantota International Port for bunkering. Different categories of the vessels calling at the port for the service is another step in the port coming closer to establishing itself as a strategic bunker supply location on the main east-west shipping route. That came to you on Development News.
Development News was brought to you by
Quality matters than price. So as an engineer, I recommend Melva RB500. It's made with virgin pellets using the latest technology. Melva RB500, number 1 in Sri Lanka. Truly Sri Lankan.
Win lakhs and lakhs with CIB Janajaya. 40% discount for your bills till 15th of August. 6 hand tractors at the Grand Row. CIB Janajaya.
Moving on to sports news, Team USA secured their 4th straight Olympic gold medal as they beat France 87-82 in Tokyo. It was the second time the two teams had met in the competition, with France ending the USA 25-game winning run in the group stages. However, Craig Popovich's side, who underperformed in the build-up to the tournament, hit their stride when it mattered most. Kevin Durant was USA's standout player yet again, scoring 29 points. Paris Jeepchirchir won the women's marathon at Tokyo 2020 as Kenya claimed a 1-2 in sweltering conditions in Japan's northern city of the Sapporo. Jeepchirchir beat world record holder Brigitte Kosgei in the closing stages to win in 2 hours 27 minutes 20 seconds. American Molly Seidel took bronze after Israel's Leno Chemtai Septel stopped inside the final 5 kilometers. Canada beat Sweden on penalties to win women's football gold at Tokyo 2020. It marks a first Olympic gold in the competition for the Canucks, who won successive bronze medals in London and Rio. The game went to extra time after Canada's Jessie Fleming equalized from the penalty spot to cancel out Stina Blackstenius' opener. Midfielder Julia Grosso scored the winning penalty in the shootout as Canada won 3-2. That ends sports news.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply. Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
Gaja Holdings, a multinational conglomerate associated with global organizations and joint ventures in building Sri Lanka's first cold storage facility in Mirigama on 1 acre land and the largest graded housing for employees. The total investment for the two projects would be 5 billion rupees. Gaja Holdings CEO Gayat Jayasinghe said that the cold stores facility, a first of its kind in Sri Lanka, would be a joint venture with the Malaysian counterpart. That ends Business News.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money. Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Sri Lanka Export Development Board
Economic news, courtesy of...
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act No. 42 of 2011.
The Sri Lanka Export Development Board is collaborating with the Ceylon Chamber of Commerce and the United States Agency for International Development supported Partnership for Accelerating Results in Trade, National Expenditure and Revenue Activity to implement a capacity building program for development officers attached to EDB. This initiative will train EDB officers to guide small and medium enterprises to become global exporters. That ends Economic News.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act No. 42 of 2011.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasa, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
The Met Department shares showers will occur at times in Sabaragamu and Western provinces and in Kandy, Nuwara, Gaul and Mathura districts. Very heavy showers above 75 mm can be expected at some places in these areas. Several spells of showers will occur in northwestern province. Showers or thunder showers will occur at a few places in Ur province and in Ampara and Bariklu districts during the evening or night. Fairly strong winds up to 50 km per hour at times can be expected in Hambantota district. That ends Weather Report.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasa, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
To wrap up the afternoon news on Radio Sri Lanka, a recap of headlines. The Prime Minister says priority will be given to protect lives of the people by vaccination. Another consignment of AstraZeneca vaccine doses will be brought to the country today. Doctors emphasize that the coronavirus can be controlled only if people act with responsibility. The need for pregnant women to get vaccinated has been emphasized. Plans made to produce corona vaccines in the country. MP Field Marshal Sarath Fonseca says that security forces should be given due recognition. Teachers and principals' works temporarily suspended. Foreign news: Delta variant fuels Southeast Asia's worst COVID outbreak. Sports news: Tokyo Olympics. Team USA beat France to claim fourth straight gold medal. With that, we wrap up the afternoon news on Radio Sri Lanka.